So moving on in our understanding of vectors, we discuss unit vectors. And what are unit vectors? So a unit vector is a vector with a magnitude of 1. When you take a vector and you check the magnitude for it, we have the unit vector to be the magnitude of 1. That is a unit vector. In mathematics, unit stands for 1, unity 1, unitary 1. So a unit vector is a vector that has a magnitude of 1. And so if you are given a vector, you could be asked to find the unit vector for that particular vector. So all you need to just do is to divide that vector by its magnitude. So when you divide a vector by its magnitude, you get the unit vector. And we can represent a vector. The unit vector is denoted by placing a hat on top of it. That symbol, we call it a hat. Okay, so for example, this is a hat. Okay, telling us that this is talking about the unit vector of vector A. So the unit vector for vector A is given as the vector itself, A, divided by its modulus, which is this. So remember from the discussion on the components of vectors, we say A, the modulus of A over the square root of your x squared plus y squared. The directions of A in terms of the components in I direction and J direction as well. So that's what we have on the unit vector. So let's take some questions there. So let's see the following questions and say, okay, find the unit vector of that's in the direction of so let's say we have vector r1 to be that's 2 in the I direction and 3 in the J direction. Let's take another one that says R2 is given by 4 in the I direction and minus 5 in the J direction. So let's solve for those two. So we have to find the unit vectors. So as we know, for the unit vectors, we just need to do divide the vector by its modulus or the magnitude. So the solution is to do so. So for the first case, which is I, we know R1 is given by 2 in the I direction plus 3 in the J direction. So that is what we need to find what R1 is, the magnitude of 1. So that's going to give us the square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared. So that's the square root of 4 plus 9, and that is the square root of 13. Okay, so square root of 13 gives us the modulus of this. So that means your R1 hat, the unit vector, which we know is going to be R1 as a vector divided by the modulus, is going to be 2 in the I direction plus 3 in the J direction over your root 13. And we can rewrite this to say 1 over root 13 of 2 in the I direction plus 3 in the J direction to be the unit vector of R1. So let's do the same thing to unit vector of R2. So for the second one, we have R2 is given as 4 in the I direction minus 5 in the J direction. So we have R2, the modulus of it is going to give us as, we need to first of all find the modulus. So that's the square root of 4 squared and minus 5 squared. So square root of 4 squared is 16, minus 5 squared is 25. So that gives us the square root of 41. So your R2 modulus is going to be the vector itself, which is 4i minus 5j over the modulus of which is square root of 41. So we can write this as 1 over square root of 41. Now you have 4i minus 5j as well. So that's what we have as the unit vector of R2. So that's basically that about that. So let's move on to the next section.